Welcome to another episode of Eat, Smoke, Drink. Today I am reviewing a special bottle. It is the Macphail Clynelish 30-year-old 1989. Yes, you heard right, that is 30 years old. 49.3%, 219 bottles, 30 years old from a refill American hogshead. So let me give you a little bit of a background with Clynelish. Clynelish is an awesome distillery. That's it. I love Clynelish, one of my favorite distilleries. A lot of people do Clynelish in sherry cask. A lot of the releases are probably a bit of a mix of both. It's used mainly for blends, but when you have a good old Clynelish that is aged in a purely American oak bourbon cask, it is something that I generally gravitate towards because it's a bit of a purist's dream. Clynelish is a nuanced whiskey with a lot of, what's that word? A lot of, well, nuance is probably the best way to describe it, and sometimes sherry can drown that. And a good Clynelish bottling shines truly in bourbon cask. So let's get pouring. And as you can see today, just for this particular review, I do use my butt plug glass. The reason why I use that is because it just allows me to nose it a little bit more. So let's get nosing. Hallmark Clynelish, waxy, green apple, peppermint, hint of candied ginger, white pepper. Because it's a refill American hogshead for 30 years, it's not over-flavored. It's not over-flavored. The nose is not heavily tanned, heavily spiced. There is a jasmine flower in there in spring full bloom. But that green apple is very prominent on the nose. There is a distinctive waxiness that is only Clynelish that you can get. There is a minerally note to it as well. A faint hint of burnt butter and slightly buttery. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. The nose is a hell of a hit. Also because of the glass, but I'm using it just for the nosing sake. For normal glasses, a Glencairn or a tulip will not be so prominent, but for all pure nosing sake. There's a slight herbaceousness to it as well. A faint hint of tarragon, and also like a pine needle. Now I want to see what's on the description actually. Tart apple, we got that. Vanilla, yep, definitely there. Creamy custard, I get the creamy custard as the butter. Grapefruit, I'm not getting the grapefruit. I'm not getting the sweet banana. Definitely herbal notes, so I'm getting that as well. I'm not getting the tropical fruit so much. And it says hazelnut, but I'm not getting the hazelnut. Now I'm trying to smell for a nut. Everyone likes to go hunting and smelling for a nut. I would say instead of hazelnut, probably more of a walnut liqueur. But hey, that could just be placebo with that. So, let's get sipping. Definitely herbal. Definitely herbal. A little bit of that green apple. It's buttery, it's creamy. The mouthfeel is excellent. But you know what? I'm surprised. For a 30-year-old, there's a little bit of fire to it as well. For a 30-year-old whiskey, there's a bit of fire to it as well. And I'll tell you why that's good. You know, people go, oh, that whiskey was smooth. You know, you don't always want smooth. Sometimes you want smooth, yes. But when it comes to independent bottled, single cask whiskies, smooth is the last thing you generally want. What you want is something interesting, bespoke, and unique. And this is definitely that. If someone likes their smooth Johnny Walker Gold, which yes, it's smooth, palatable, quaffable, this ain't for you. You probably drink this and go, what the f is that? So this is definitely not smooth. What it is though, it's a hell of a mouthful, and there's a lot going on in there. There's a fragrance in the back of the nose I can't put my finger on. I can get a hint of spice, definitely vanilla. Now I'm getting that custard that it says in the front. I didn't get on the nose, but I'm getting on the palate. It's got like a fatty creaminess to it. Very, very herbal. I mean, the herbs that I'm getting in there is a pinch of rosemary, tarragon, a little bit of sage. It's like a fucking Italian feast. A little bit of aniseed, actually quite a bit of aniseed. Some ginger, candied ginger. And no, I'm not sipping faux broth. Yeah, there's definitely fire to that. The palate is long, the palate's substantial, it progresses with every sip. The finish, the mouthfeel is thick, it's viscous, it's substantial. The finish is definitely lingering. That is a very, very well matured whiskey, delicious, not for the faint-hearted Clynelish lovers. It is something that you probably wouldn't sit on for the whole night. You probably have a good dram at the start of the night and then you progress downward. Why? Because it is a robust Clynelish. 49.3, 30-year-old, I thought it would be much more toned down and soft, but it's not. It still has ballsiness, but it's aged ballsiness, which is always great to have, because a lot of whiskies do age and mellow out. When you do get distillery bottlings, they always mellow it out for maximum profitability. These are not like that. This is interesting, it's different, but it's not that quaffable, and it's maximum enjoyable. I don't even know if that makes sense, but bloody delicious, bloody delicious. Cigar pairings, I would be comfortable pairing this with a cigar, because this is absolutely ballsy. You know, Arnold Schwarzenegger ballsy. I would say, because of the age and the prestige of the bottle, you know, I like to pair it with something equally as prestigious. I would probably say a Dominican, like an Opus, or a Añejo Dominican, like a Fuente. Cuban-wise, I'd do a Trinidad with this one, because a Trinidad has a weird spice to it. And I would do a Trinidad with this one, because the weird spice will actually match the herbaceousness of this whiskey as well. Look, thank you for joining me today. Until next time, make sure you eat, smoke, drink. Let me know your thoughts. Have you tried this bottle before? Do you like it? What did you think of it compared to the other releases? I think there's a 29 or a 27-year-old. How did you like it compared to that one? Let me know, and cheers.